to a terrible football show. This is episode 9. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having an incredible day, mostly because you stumbled upon this show and your day's about to get naturally just a little bit worse because this is just a really shitty show. We know it, you know it, but we're here to have fun. That's what matters at the end of the day. Very special episode today because we had a guest here today, which technically, I guess, in terms of the listeners, is a first time ever since the last time we had a guest. The episode disappeared into the abyss because it was just so absolutely terrible. Hopefully that didn't happen here today. Hopefully this episode gets to see the light of day. As always, though, I do have my boy Tyler here in the studio. Tyler, how you feeling?
Pretty good. A little hot outside. I don't like it. Bring back the coldness.
You know what? I agree. It is a little too warm for my taste because I do work outside, so I'm not a huge fan of this current weather. Let's cool it up just a little bit. We are at the end of November almost. Let's cool it down a little bit. And then, like I said, we do have a guest here today, a friend of Tyler's who was recently introduced to me. I'm really excited to have him here on the show. He is a Twitch affiliate. His Twitch channel is I Am Razor. His name is Shane. Shane, man, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on the show. I'm looking forward to having a chat with you here today.
Pretty good. Just trying to, finally get on a podcast. I'm super excited for.
Yeah, that's true. He's been hitting us up. I've been seeing his pitches that he's been throwing out there. It's I think
I tweeted out to you like maybe once a week.
Yeah, like once a week. Like, yeah, when we getting on the show.
Hey, when you gonna put me on?
hey, we're working through it, man. We're working through it, but we're glad to finally have you on. Why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself? Your Twitch channel. Where can they find you on Twitter and everything? What do you like to play? You did mention to us before we start recording. You haven't got the chance to play anything for a while, but what have you played before? When can the people expect you back? Where they can go check you out at?
So twitch.tv/IamRazor_ is the Twitch channel. Twitter is the same thing, I believe, or it's _IamRazor. My personal is ShaneMarks33. I was into mostly Fortnite, played some old Battlefield back in the day.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I expect to be back sometime in February, March-ish. Haven't played video games in a little over a year, so I'm super pumped.
I bet that's rough for you.
Yeah, it's super tough.
What's out there right now that that just recently come out like this year, or is coming out here soon that you're pretty pumped up for to maybe stream again, like Halo Infinite, for example? You be streaming that?
Yeah, I'm definitely be streaming Halo Infinite. I'm a big campaign guy.
I hear you.
Big campaign guy, especially with Halos. So I'm definitely be streaming the campaign. Even though by the time I get to play, there'll be 150 different people have videos out.
True.
But I'm gonna be doing that multiplayer. Hopefully they come out with Forge.
I love Forge, yeah.
Oh, Forge. That's gonna break that game. And then plus there's still rumors of the Halo Battle Royale. So
that is true. I mean the voice text was found in the game, data mine, so that is true. In terms of sports, why don't you let the listeners know who you hate, who you love in college and pro, just so the listeners know very well who Tyler and I hate, with like Florida State, for example. He's Mr. Buffalo over here. I'm Mr. Painful Chicago over here. What about you? Who do you love? Who do you hate?
All right, pro teams. My top 3 is probably going to be Broncos, Seattle, and then the Packers.
Oh, come on, Tyler! You didn't tell me that.
It is what it is, man.
I don't even think he knew. I kept on the low just for the show.
Oh, man.
I had to get the reaction.
I know you always get Rodgers, so.
Yep.
That makes sense.
All right, well, who do you hate in the pros?
Not a fan of the Steelers.
Okay, fair.
And then Patriots, because I don't like Robert Kraft.
Okay, fair. Well, at least you didn't tell me you hated the Bears, but, I mean, we do stink, so it is what it is. What about college?
College, diehard Razorback fan, Woo Pig, all day. I was there. I've been a fan of football since 2002. So I grew up right in the prime time of right after Clint Stern and right before D-Mack.
Right.
So Arkansas ride or die. I do have other teams I like Oregon.
Oh, there you go.
I'm a big fan of they're don't even remember the name. That escaped me. That's
big
tough.
Ass fan right there.
Yeah, huge fan. But no,
we talking about the running back?
Yeah.
LaMichael?
Yep.
LaMichael.
Yeah.
Was his nickname Black Mamba, or is that someone else I'm thinking of?
That was him.
Okay.
Because Kobe, he went to Kobe's
that's right.
Alma mater, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
But as far as college teams I don't like, I'm with y'all. I don't like Florida State.
Fuck Florida State, man.
That stupid little chop they do.
Dude. And, man, this weekend broke my heart. This past weekend broke my heart. So I'm assuming you also hate, let's say, Bama or LSU or anything?
I dislike Bama because they always beat everybody's ass.
True. I think that's why everyone dislikes them.
But I respect them. LSU, even though they don't care for Razorback fans, I will always hate LSU fans, especially since I was there in 2003 when we beat them in 3 overtimes when they were number 1 overall.
Right.
And got beer cans thrown at me.
Okay. Do you have any hate towards this makeshift rivalry that sucks ass with Missouri?
The first 2 or 3 years, I didn't really care for it.
Right.
But I think it was during Brett Bielema, that Missouri linebacker who's from Arkansas. He's from Fayetteville. He went on Missouri's news TV and was like the straight dog in Arkansas. Like,
I didn't even catch that,
like
unless I'm forgetting about it.
15-minute like segment.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's when it became real for you.
So that's when I was like, okay, yeah, fuck Missouri.
Hey, with Oklahoma and Texas coming into the SEC, who knows? Maybe those rivalries kind of get reborn. Texas isn't old as Oklahoma and Arkansas. Oklahoma and Arkansas, that's way back. That one's old. And then Texas is it's a little bit more recent, like 70s and stuff. But I think Oklahoma and Arkansas, that one's old. But with them coming to the SEC, maybe you got some more teams to hate. We'll see.
Yeah, I will always hate Texas.
Yeah, I will always hate Texas too, but for a completely different reason. I will always hate Texas because our friend Brady that I mentioned, Mr. Cowboy Dick Rider, as I like to call him, he and I and another buddy, we had an NCAA 14 online dynasty, and in the game, we ran for like 30 years in the game. I mean, we played the shit out of it, and he was Texas for the longest time, and I was Miami, and dude, the battles that he and I went through in the national championship, it scarred me a little bit.
Man, actually... No, now that you bring that up, I actually have played a video game in the last year. And it has been NCAA Football 14.
There you go. Yeah, I hit that up earlier this year around February.
But
that was snow. I had the itch.
That was probably 3 weeks ago. No, it was right after the Texas game. Because I was living in Fayetteville, went to the Texas game, came down here to see my daughters. And my buddy Josh, who lives in Fayetteville, shout out to him. I want to try to get him to listen to the show, by the way.
Right on. Appreciate that.
He showed me this thing, was like college football revamped.
Yeah. I want to play it so bad. My current computer can't fucking run it. That's why I was so pumped for the new computer.
So, well, your computer is better than mine. Mine runs it. Now, there's audio issues, but I just mute the audio.
Okay.
And it kind of like lag spikes like once every quarter.
Right.
But it's playable.
Yeah.
It's completely playable.
Man, it wouldn't work for me. I tried. I spent like 3 hours trying to get it to work. It would not work for me.
Maybe I can hook you up because I like there's sliders and shit you can change to get it working. Man, I went kind of hard on that game for like a week straight.
That was me. When we had the snow around in February, I was off work all week because of it. Dude, I went hard. I asked Tyler, but I'll send him updates like every day. I went hard. Go Beavs, baby. Beavs recruited me to be their head coach. I was there for like 4 years, won 2 champs, and then I went to Hawaii and I built a dynasty. Because I'm a big Hawaii fan, as you know, as you probably listen to the show.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and kind of hop into some things here. First and foremost, if you could go follow us on Twitter at Terrible FB Show, we'd appreciate that. And go check out the other shows like Loud Hard Gamers, Anime Plus, talk about movies and stuff. And lastly, if you want to support us further, Patreon's a great way to do so, but do not feel like we just be a friend. Tell a friend that you're listening. Shout out to Andy, our Tier 1 patron. Appreciate the hell out of you. Boys, anything else that we want to chat about before we kind of jump into the meat, potatoes, and deviled eggs of our show here? Yeah. No.
Oh, man, you got me listening now.
Yeah, there you go. First thing I want to shout out is the fact that mobile sports betting could be on the way for Arkansas. I am very pumped for that. Hopefully, we'll be able to find out in the next couple of weeks if that's going to be a thing. I did see if it does end up getting passed, could be in effect like as of February or April range or so. If that ends up being the case, this show is going to get a whole different dynamic, and I'm really pumped for that.
So I will toss in a couple things here.
All right, what's up?
Y'all hear the news that broke probably about an hour ago with Michigan State?
Oh, no, shit, what happened?
They signed that coach. I forgot his name, Mike something, maybe?
Mel Tucker.
9 years or 10 years, $95 million.
Hey, the guy's earned it, man.
Damn.
Hey, he's turned around that program in a very short amount of time. I mean, this is his second full season, and he's doing some work. He's doing some work, so I respect that. Thanks for the plug there. I did not catch that news.
I didn't either.
Hey, shout out to that, though. I like Mel. I like Mel.
I sure thought he was going to LSU.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, come on, man.
There's major rumors that Lincoln Riley's under the table right now talking to them.
Ooh.
Like major talks right now.
Hey,
so
they'll finally get a damn quarterback down there.
That's true.
Spencer Rattler to LSU.
Shit.
Ooh. Yeah, where is he going to go? I mean, obviously, like, let's say these rumors are true and Lincoln goes to LSU, that could be a probable destination. But let's assume that's not going to happen as well. Where do you think some Spencer destinations could be? I just hope to God not Miami. Please, let's not continue this trend that we've done.
It's not going to be fucking Arkansas State. I know that.
Well, no shit.
He's not good enough to play there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. he can't go, what, 2-8 right now?
Hey,
2-7?
it's 1-0. That's all you got to think. 1-0.
Right.
That's that James Franklin. 1-0.
Well, you know, Kendall
1-0.
Briles recruited him for Florida State when he was with Florida State.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't want him at Arkansas. I'll take KJ all day.
Yeah, I feel like Arkansas is in a good place for the next couple of years. With
Yeah, because
KJ.
we got KJ as a junior. He's coming back next year, most likely.
And
I don't see him
Malik.
going. Well, Malik, I think he needs to go to a different position. But I'm happy with the players behind him. Lucas Coley out of Texas. He's a 3 or 4 star recruit. He's redshirted this year. And we got Landon Rogers out of Parkview.
Oh, yep.
Yep. He's actually a tight end right now, but he's redshirted. So he'll probably be a 3rd string quarterback next year.
Right. And yeah, that's how I feel with Miami, you know, because, we obviously got De'Eric, which I think he's very overrated. Appreciate the little bit that he did, but I do think he's overrated. He had one good season in Houston. Great job. We brought in Tate, who never did a thing. Tate transferred down there, never did anything for us. But I feel like we're pretty in a good place where we are with Tyler Van Dyke, who's currently starting as a redshirt freshman. And then we just got Jake Garcia, who is a top, I think he was a 4 or 5 star recruit this past year. So I feel good where we are. That's why I pray to God we don't just bring in another, vet like Spencer or something like we've done, for the past couple of years. I hope not, man. Please, no. Yeah. Let's develop these guys. Let's run with it.
The only reason why I see Arkansas would bring in Rattler would be to, after KJ leaves, to have like a transition period into you say Coley or Rogers. Mm. But that's the only reason why I would want him. Other than that, he can go somewhere else.
Not Penn State. Well, I don't know. I'll probably take him over that Roberson guy.
Yeah, you guys are pretty rough there behind Clifford, don't you?
Yeah. just skip Roberson for like ever and just go to the 3rd or 4th string. Like,
right.
That man, he pisses me off just looking at him.
Right. Anything else before we jump into everything?
You talking about teams that I don't, just like in college?
Yeah.
I will forever hate USC.
You know what? That's fair. I can respect that. USC is just one of those teams that can naturally be hated.
2 years in a row, they beat us 52 to nothing. I will never cheer for them ever again. I hope Edward Orgeron goes back there and plummets that program even more than it already has.
Man, that program's in a rough spot, man. I don't know when it's going to come out of it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Mason, we didn't get to talk about him last week.
That's true. Shout out Mason. Appreciate you for listening.
Unfortunate news. They're out of the playoffs.
Oh, yikes.
48-7 loss to Marion. Yikes. No, to Terrazin. I looked at the wrong name. Terrazin. Yeah. Unfortunate. It is what it is, though.
Yeah, speaking of playoffs, Arkansas State playoffs, kicking up this weekend with a 2nd round. Mine and Tyler's alma mater. You graduate from Bryant?
Nah, Benton.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
They sucked whenever we was there. Anyway,
yeah. But Brian's alma mater kicks it off this weekend against Northside. Northside, yep. And then let me pull up the rest of the 7A real quick. You got Rogers and Conway, Bryant, Northside, Fayetteville, Cabot, North Little Rock, and Bentonville. Rounds out the 7A for this round 2. 6A is going to be...
I saw that Benton had a 1st round bye, right? Am I wrong on that? Right? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So 6A is going to be Jonesboro Parkview, which I'm taking Parkview on that, by the way.
Okay.
Mountain Home, Greenwood. Benton has a bye. They play the winner of Marion and Russellville.
Okay.
No, they play Marion.
They play Marion. Marion won.
Hit the next button.
Okay.
Speaking of Marion, never mind. I'll come back to it because I can't find it yet.
All right, I'll finish out then. So Lake Hamilton, El Dorado.
Okay.
Or El Dorado, however they say it down there.
Potato.
Yeah.
El Dorado.
5A is going to be, let's see here, Greenbrier and Wynn.
Shout out D'Angelo Williams.
Yep. Pulaski Academy, shout out to Anthony Lucas. And Magnolia, Camden Fairview, Whitehall, and then Little Rock Christian plays the winner of Nettleton and Hot Springs for 5A.
Okay.
4A, which is a mess. Yeah. You got Rivercrest and Malvern, Shiloh Christian and Ashdown, Ozark and Crossett, Southside plays the winner of Arkadelphia and Clinton. You got Lamar plays the winner of Prairie Grove and Westside. And then Robinson plays the winner of Pocahontas and Fountain Lake. And then you got Elkins and Dardanelle, which I didn't even know what Elkins was until I started going to Fayetteville. Like, I didn't even know the place even existed. But you got Stuttgart, Monticello, Truman, Mina, and then Warren plays the winner of them. And then to round out, you got the 3A and 2A. 3A, you got Hoxie, or Hoxie, however you pronounce that.
I think it's Hoaxie.
Is it Hoxie?
I think so.
Cedarville, McGee, Melbourne, Prescott, and Bismarck. Paris plays the winner of Lincoln and Newport. You got Glen Rose and Harmony Grove, which I think is going to be a really good game, by the way.
I think so, too.
They're both really good teams.
Got it, finally.
Finally about time.
Okay, finally. Talking about Marion. Let's bring it back here. So, 11-8. That was what? Damn, that was only like 9 days ago. Okay, so let's bring it to high school basketball real quick. And then let's, so the women, nope, this is the boys. Okay, the boys killed too. They beat Hall 79-8.
Jesus.
And that was the men's or women's?
That was the men's. The women's was, give me a second. I don't know how to work this damn thing. I know the women's also killed, but for some reason it won't pop them up.
You can tell how much we prepare for this show.
Well, this was off the dome. I just remembered this. Okay, so they played.
See, I had all my stuff ready.
Yeah, see, he was good to go. What are you doing, Tyler?
I'm so fucking bored.
He's the guest, and he's showing you up. What's happening?
God damn, I can't find it. But they also killed. I know I sent it to somebody. I just don't know who I sent it to. That's the thing. Because I know they dominated. I just don't know where I had it.
Well,
Damn.
if you're from Arkansas and listening from the show, I'll do a little plug here. From all these high school state championships, if you're an alma mater or currently going there, put in the comments where you're from and who you're going for during these playoffs.
Yeah, actually, I'd appreciate that. Let us know.
Tell us what team you're cheering for. But to round out 3A, you got Harding Academy is playing the winner of Jesseville and Risen. And then Charleston and Center Point's playing. And last but not least, the 2A, you got Magnet Cove is playing the Murfreesboro Mark Tree, which I like Mark Tree. I mean, you're a big gamer, right? So,
Yep.
Big Timer. I'll put Big Timer.
Yeah.
He's from Mark Tree.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
Born and
okay.
raised. So
That's interesting to find out. It's kind of like how I just found out literally this year that Boogie 2988.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he's from Fayetteville. I had no clue.
Yep.
I just found that out this year.
One of the biggest YouTubers of all time, KL Silencer. He's from Hot Springs.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
He lives in Hot Springs Village.
Oh, okay. Shout out.
But interesting state playoffs. So.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out. Maybe we'll talk about it here on another episode as things kind of progress on. Just kind of run through some winners and stuff. But speaking of running through some winners, let's run through some previous week predictions. For NFL, I went 8-5-1. Brings me to a 90-59-1 overall. I went 8-7 in college. Brings me to a 48-41. Tyler, you went 6-7-1, and then brings you to 84-65-1 in the NFL. You also went 8-7 this past week, bringing you to a 41-48. I had that one really bad week of college games last week, and that was kind of narrow the gap for you. But
Hey, I'm working on it.
hey, slowly but surely. I got the lead on you for both, though.
I found it, though. They won 46-14, the women did.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, it took me a minute. But
All right, well, let's jump into some college. We'll kick things off with college football rankings. They have not changed since everyone kind of won their games, but currently we're sitting at Georgia at number 1, of course, Alabama at 2, Oregon 3, Ohio State at 4, Cincinnati at 5, Michigan at 6, and then also at number 7, we do have Michigan State, which, of course, that is a massive game this weekend with Michigan State going to visit Ohio State. With these playoffs right now, how do you guys kind of predict things potentially rounding out. Cincinnati. Of course, they were at one point the second ranked
They're
team.
not getting in.
Yeah, they're the second ranked team in the nation. They're the American Conference. Have played one legitimate game this year and played really well against Notre Dame, who I still think is overrated. I will continue to beat that drum that I think they're overrated at 9-1. I do. I really. Every year, I think it's the same damn thing with Notre Dame. I really do. But how do you guys think potentially this playoffs are going to round out? Who's going to get shafted and who's going to make it in? Who's going to sneak their way in?
I think Bama's going to have 2 losses and get in.
Oh.
That's gonna fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll be, and see what's funny. I think so too. They'll lose to Georgia in the CC championship game. Get in with 2 losses and have to play Georgia again.
No, I think they'll be the 3 seed. I don't think they'll put them as a 4.
Yeah.
That would be tough to have back-to-back weeks against a team. I don't think that.
I mean, it's redemption, right?
Yeah, it's they get to go after the redemption arc.
Didn't they do that with LSU and Alabama?
Nah, because
Because Alabama lost to LSU, and then they played in the SEC championship game against Florida that year,
I think so.
Yeah.
and then LSU and Alabama played in BCS national championship.
which is still fucking wild because Arkansas was the 3rd team in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they were ranked, what, 5th?
Yeah, we were
that
5th
was-
at this time, and then we went on and beat Kansas State in Cotton Bowl and finished 3rd overall.
Damn.
No, I do agree with you on Cincinnati, though. I think Cincinnati will get shafted, and it's unfortunate. But you look at their schedule. We pointed this out 2-3 weeks ago. Their schedule is dog shit. I mean, they've played one legitimate team, and that is Notre Dame, and had a good win. But I mean, at the end of the day, with them being in the American, playing the teams they've played, they're just gonna even though they're under. It's a rinse and repeat of UCF a few years ago. Same thing.
See, this is what I see about Cincinnati. Right, they had the good win about Notre Dame, which yes, I agree. I don't like Notre Dame, and for one, and then for two, I do believe they're extremely overrated every year.
Every
right?
year.
Every year.
Every year. It never. I don't know how you support Notre Dame in any capacity.
Rudy. Come on, man. Rudy.
Rudy's an.
He had one good fucking
listen,
play.
Listen,
Okay.
Rudy's
Rudy.
I wouldn't even put Rudy as a top 5 sports movie.
Rudy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it up front.
Rudy is
that
not
may be
one-
that may be a
number one
hot
football.
that may be a hot take.
That is a hot fucking take.
No,
right
I
there.
definitely agree. Not
Rudy
in
is
top
right
5.
there.
But
You definitely agree that it's not top 5.
not top 5.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
See,
fuck y'all, man.
yeah. So maybe you're the one with the hot take.
Okay. Nah, it's up there.
But the thing that hurt Cincinnati is the last 2 weeks. They barely beat a UCF or USF team, barely.
Yep.
And the week before that, they barely escaped away with
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Yeah, it was
From that-
Tulsa.
that
Those 2
fumble.
weeks
Yep.
is what hurt them. They're not going to get in.
Yeah.
Nah.
Now,
Dunzo.
let's say hypothetically here that Michigan State can pull it off this weekend and get the dub. They're currently sitting at 7. Where do you think that could potentially put them at? Because Ohio State being at 4 right now,
I think Michigan State will go over Cincinnati.
up to 5,
Up to 4.
up to 4.
No, I think he'll get into 4.
Okay.
Who's
Ohio,
6?
Ohio State would probably just drop to what? You think it just drop down to 5 and Cincinnati get bumped down to 6? Yeah, we still got Michigan sitting there too. Michigan's currently
Hey,
6.
who's Michigan play?
Great question.
That's
Let me
good.
look it up.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm coming out with you, man.
While he looks that up, I'll kind of give my take on it. I think Cincinnati will drop to 6 and Michigan to 5. And then Ohio
5
State.
and 5 Maryland is who they're playing.
Yeah. So they better come out and blow them out.
Yeah, they need to blow Maryland out like
If
hardcore.
they barely win, then they're not going to have a chance.
No.
Man.
No, it'll be interesting to see how things play out, including how things played out this past weekend with Kansas pulling the upset against Texas, 57-56 in OT. Man, that stadium was so damn quiet. That stadium was you could have dropped a pin and heard it.
You see the 2 5-star recruits that were laughing at Texas?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so it was a 5-star offensive lineman and a 5-star linebacker, I think it was. But they were Snapchatting the last play where Kansas won on that 2-point conversion or whatever. And they were just sitting there laughing and not a good laugh, oh my god, they just did that. No, you could tell it was like a cruel laugh that they were
Right.
just sitting there laughing at Texas.
Damn.
Man, what a way to send Texas out, heading over to SEC now. I mean, with Texas and Oklahoma coming over to the SEC, I mean, Texas has been very subpar for many, many years now. I mean, really, the last time they were relevant, I mean, I know there was that one little moment where the guys just like, we're back. No, you weren't. But it was pretty much Colt. Colt was the last time they were relevant. Oklahoma, they've been relevant the past few years, sure. But, I mean, there's no other teams in the Big 12 that's actually been worth a damn. So coming over to the SEC, Texas, I don't think it's gonna be the same damn thing, or they're gonna potentially get worse. But how do you guys see Oklahoma being in the SEC? They're coming over to the big dogs now. I mean, you think they're gonna still be how they've been? I mean, Caleb Williams is looking pretty solid. He does give them the potential to still be good, or do you think they're gonna get exposed?
I think they will not compete with the top end teams in the SEC on a week-to-week basis.
I see
like
Auburn 2.0. Like, you know how Auburn has like really good fucking years?
Yeah.
Then the other years they're just like, damn, y'all worse than fucking Vandy.
I'm saying I think they'll be like in Arkansas. I think they'll split the Mississippis, and then they'll lose to the Alabamas. They'll lose to the top end teams on the West, and they'll be a borderline Arkansas.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean they probably will beat us right like next year or the year after.
Right.
But in the coming years, like they're not going to look that good because they're going to be a middle West team.
Yeah. Like I said, I think Caleb is going to be the only chance for them to kind of stay somewhat relevant. I do think Caleb has a lot of promise, especially since the guy's just a freshman. You let this guy get some development over the next couple seasons, and not to mention, yes, there is a possibility that if he really balls out, he's going to want to immediately go to the NFL. But with all the new rules that's passed where they can make money off their name, it could help college sports in general, basketball especially, football.
With players staying off 4 years.
They're actually staying. So Caleb, he could be here to stay for the next couple of years and just make this team sort of relevant. But I do agree with you that I think there is that possibility that they are going to get exposed, because I was saying every single week until Caleb came in that Oklahoma is so unbelievably overrated that it's unreal while Spencer was the guy. While when Caleb's there, it's such a wild card, even though they were kind of exposed this past, I think it was this past weekend they lost, right? Yeah. So I mean, they're going to be such a wild card, but Texas, man, they're going to stink. Flat out, they're going to stink.
And the thing is that I don't get, or I kind of do get, what we were talking about before the show started, with the really heavy rumors of Lincoln Riley going to LSU, right?
Yeah.
Well, even if whoever comes in there, if Lincoln Riley does stay, or if Lincoln Riley stays there, you got to think they're playing Big 12 ball right now, right? So their offensive linemen are like tiny. Their defensive linemen are tiny compared to the SEC. They will get ran over in the SEC by
it's
teams
a whole different breed.
Yeah,
it really is.
So they have to.
Vandy.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Vandy is like the black sheep of the SEC
Football wise.
Yeah,
and over the past multiple seasons, South Carolina as well. I forget they're in there half the time.
See, what's weird about South Carolina? They'll have 4 bad years, 1 mediocre year, 3 bad years, 1 super good year, and then it'll just continue.
Yeah. No, like Vandy's like it is. They are like the black sheep of the SEC, but like it's funny because like I at least remember Vandy is in SEC because of just how bad they always are, But South Carolina, I legit forget is in the SEC sometimes.
In y'all's mind, when was the last time Vandy was relevant in football?
James Frank.
Yeah, James Frank.
2 years.
Yeah, they had 2 years of being ranked. They got like 20th and like 18th, but before that, probably Jay, when Jay was the quarterback.
Shit.
What about old Jordan Rogers?
Shit.
Oh yeah, they did have Jordan Rogers. True.
Shit.
Yeah.
They ain't had a damn winning record since.
Yeah.
Or before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jordan Rogers took them to like 6-6 each year. Maybe.
Hey, he tried. He gave it the good college try, I guess.
Still speaking of SEC, did you watch Florida?
Oh,
God damn. Sanford, man.
Them boys should have lost that game.
They should have, dude. I was keeping my eyes on that game. I'm like, come on, please. This would be such a great thing to talk about next week.
Man.
Oh man, I was
embarrassing.
Hoping. It was, man. It was. Like, if you're a Florida fan, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you recover from that, man? Like, it is embarrassing. Florida's in such a stupid spot right now.
Missouri gonna whoop their ass.
Yeah.
Coming from an Arkansas fan that knows how to lose to Division II teams, I feel for Florida, but I do not give a shit.
Right.
They can lose. They should have lost. Den Mullen, I'm calling it, will be fired before the end of the season.
Well, he needs to be fired tomorrow.
Speaking of fired, Virginia Tech got rid of their coach.
Mutually.
Part
of motherfucker got fired.
Yeah, I can.
Did you see South Carolina's coach, Beamer? They asked him if he's going to go up there since obviously his dad was the coach. He's like, I mean, I love Virginia Tech, but not South Carolina home now. That means he's okay with being mediocre. That's it.
He's okay with being subpar. Hey, some coaches are. I mean, look at Fitzgerald up at Northwestern, man. The amount of times he's been hit up for an NFL job or other college jobs, he's like, I'm good with being at Northwestern. Just being mediocre every year. Hey, if you got it made, you got it. I think that is his alma mater, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude's got it made then. Like, why would you go anywhere else? Just living the life.
Right.
Let's hop over to some NFL talk here. You guys see this Rex Ryan, Robert Saleh fighting that's been going on? You guys see this?
Yeah, they're cheerleader chap at each other.
Yeah. Rex Ryan, you know,
Out of nowhere, too.
it really was where he's just like, man, don't compare me to this guy. He's making excuses. This team plays with no heart, whatever. He's just like, we were down X amount of corners and still like a top 5 defense and stuff. And I think it was you that sent it to me. That clap back was just like Rex Ryan came in with an Eric Mangini built team, did well his first 2 years, and all the teams that he built after that, he sucked ass. Like Rex Ryan needs to calm down and shut up.
Man.
I mean, like, look. Rex Ryan, when he took over that team, like it is true. I mean, he had a pretty decently built team thanks to Eric Mangini. He did. I mean, let's give Eric Mangini a little credit, just a little. I mean, Eric Mangini's still not a great coach here, but he's not Adam Gase at the end of the day. But you look at what Robert's taken over. This man's got nothing. Like, I mean, the only notable thing that he's really got going on is Mekhi Becton. He came into Mekhi. He's got that going on for him. That is it. I mean, then what? He's got who does he have at middle linebacker? That's pretty solid. That signed with him, I think. He originally played for Baltimore.
Mosley, CJ Mosley.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, besides those guys, who does he have? I mean, he's got no one. I mean, so naturally they're going to stink. I mean, you're going to expect them to stink. But, hey, they at least made a pretty good move in the first round drafting AVJ at guard. I think, pairing him with Mekhi is going to be really good. Zach Wilson, that's still up in the air, though. I think Zach is very overrated. I think
Joe Flacco time.
I think it is. Yeah, which I thought was funny. He ripped Mike White, man. Mike fucking White.
Hey.
That went – I mean –
Don't talk shit when you got to play Buffalo the next week.
I mean, yeah, true. When it comes to that situation, apparently the reason why they're wanting to go with Joe is they want to use Joe's experience, fair, against a very blitz-focused team with Miami. That's apparently the rumors on it.
Also, they have so many young pieces. Having Joe in there is a hell of a lot better than having Mike White. So now Carter and Elijah Moore, they're actually going to produce a little bit more. So, which
it baffles me that we're at this part in the season and the Jets just now pulled the trigger to get a guy like Joe in there. Because, there was all those rumors in the preseason that the Jets were going to potentially trade for Nick Foles from us, which I would have loved because, Nick Foles is our third-string guy, not even dressing almost every week, and we're paying him like $12 million. I wish we would have got this guy out here. But, you come into the regular season with Zach and Mike, and they've never taken a regular season snap. That's the first time in history that's ever happened for a team at quarterback. Like, that's unbelievable to me that you would not bring in a vet. So at least they finally get in a guy that had a bunch of mediocre years. He never made it to a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro, but he at least he got the job done with one of the greatest postseasons in history for a quarterback. Can't take that away from him. But yeah, Joe is set to start this weekend. But when it comes to Saleh, man, give the guy some time. Give him a couple more drafts. I think he did pretty well with this past draft. Yeah. Moore hasn't necessarily showed out like we kind of thought he would, but there's still time. He's still a rookie receiver on a very bad team. AVJ is good. Zach, that's up in the air. That's what's gonna be the make or break. But then Michael Carter as well. I think the Jets could be in a good place. Rex is just. Man, Rex is always overrated. Always.
Rex just talking, man. That's just
he just talks to talk.
I loved him in Buffalo just because he was just talking just to talk.
Yeah, he likes to talk that shit.
I think Rex and his brother are like
fuck his brother.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Rob.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I think they're both like the great value brand of Wade Phillips.
Oh shit. That's a good way to put it.
Goddamn.
That's a good way to put it.
Well, they do good with other players, but when it comes to building their own team, they can't do it.
Right.
Hey, sometimes that's all you need in a coach. Though.
Look at Wade Phillips. He was in Denver for what, 2 years, 3 years, won a Super Bowl, and then went to crap afterwards because he was getting his own players in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there are those certain coaches, man, that they just come into a perfect situation.
Chad Morris.
Come on, man. Don't bring that up for him.
That still hurts.
It's all good. He got a speeding ticket.
Yo, dude, my neighbor right here is a diehard Arkansas fan as well, and he's talked about the Chad Morris era where he's just like, that was the one time that I actively rooted for Arkansas to lose because that was just the worst era.
And see, but I'll give Chad Morris a little more credit and discredit as well. He's not the worst coach that we've ever had. John L. Smith will take that forever.
Smile, man.
Smile.
But I think what Chad Morris, what actually hurt him is his loyalty to his assistants.
Yeah.
If he would have got rid of his assistants and brought somebody else in, like Kendall Briles or Barry Odom or somebody of that caliber,
right,
and pushed his offense, I think he could have been at least decent.
He also should have fucking moved from Texas to Arkansas. That would have helped a lot. Like going to your damn son's game every Friday night when you got fucking Colorado State the next day. Yeah, that's not really smart.
Yeah, not at all.
next thing we got here on the slate is involving Cam Newton. Of course, we did see that he did sign up with Carolina since Sammy Darnold is going to IR.
I'm back.
Yeah. The question is Cam back, guys? Like, I don't know. Like, I know he stunk in New England. Yeah. He did. Let's be honest, he did. But I don't know, man. Like, I mean, obviously they didn't give him a lot of touches, which is fair. I mean, he literally came in like kind of like an OBJ where he had like 2 days to prepare. Completely fair. He's going to get a full week of first-team reps. I expect maybe a better showing this weekend, which I think is actually against Washington, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, which that's going to be a very interesting game there with Ron Rivera. But anyway, I feel it feels like Cam just has like this different vibe about him right now, where it's like it almost feels like the Cam of old. Do you guys think Cam's back, or is this all just smoke?
See, I think his ceiling could be he could get back to where he was when he was an MVP type player. Right. But the thing is there has be a lot of things that go right for that to happen.
Yeah.
And but I think for the rest of the season, I think he's playing with a chip on his shoulder like he did when he got drafted by Carolina.
Yeah.
Because, when he got drafted by Carolina, all the analysts, all the articles were saying that this guy's not a pro quarterback. And he come in and within 2 years, 3 years, took him to the Super Bowl and won MVP.
Yeah.
So I
mean, hell, in his first year, I mean, he was breaking some rookie records, as we saw recently. Mike White is now in the same company as him as like the first rookie to throw for like over 400 yards and X amount of TDs in a game.
Yeah.
So Cam, you're right. He came in with a chip, and you also got to think Cam really came in with a chip as well, because around that draft, there was so much shit talk around Cam simply because Andrew Luck didn't come out. Because everyone and their mother knows that if Andrew Luck would have come out, he would have been a Carolina Panther.
Yep.
And the fact that, Cam was the second choice is the point. So Cam, you're right. He came in with a massive chip for a lot of reasons. And wasn't Cam the first overall pick to get the new rookie contracts?
Yep.
Because I remember, I think it was him. I remember him saying it's just like, well, it's more money I've ever had before, But he didn't get the same money that, let's say, Sammy B just got the year before with St. Louis. So no, and I don't know if he's going to be able to hit those MVP levels, but I'm with you. I think the dude's ceiling just is massive right now. Especially when you look at the NFC, which is what we're about to hop over to, is playoffs. Carolina's in the hunt, which is wild to me, but they are in the hunt.
Especially playing under a coach like Matt Rule and Joe Brady.
Yeah.
Like that could possibly be the best coaches he's ever had.
I know.
I'm gonna say it now. Robbie A's finally.
He's finally gonna get. You predicted it a long time ago, and he hasn't done shit.
It only took me 11 weeks, but Robbie's back.
Hey, Robbie's gonna have that opportunity, dude. But no, I mean, Cam. The thing is that's also a big plus about Cam is like Cam's got a pretty solid team around him. He really does. I mean, the defense has a lot of staples that could be really well going forward. He's got some good young guys on the offense with DJ Moore's been kind of showing out. He's got Robbie Anderson, and they drafted Terrence Marshall, thank you, Marshall Jr. And then of course C-Mac. I mean, let's be real there.
Chubba. Hubbard.
Chubba as well is secondary. So I mean, he's got some good pieces. Where this Carolina team, man, they could potentially actually make it run, especially since they're in the playoff hunt right now.
And plus, before his injury, that cornerback out of Ohio State, I forgot his name. He was their first round draft. I forgot his name, but he was for the first 3 weeks before he got hurt, he was a top corner.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I know they have J.C. Horn right now too.
J.C. Horn, that's him. Yeah, that's him. Is he from Ohio State?
No, he's from South Carolina.
South Carolina, that's right. But he was a top corner.
Yeah,
coming in until he got hurt. I don't think he's been back since. But
they got Stephon Gilmore now, so
that's true. True.
But exactly
Henderson.
Yeah, exactly. So they have great corners. They have a great secondary. They have a decent
Jeremy
defensive
Chin
line.
at safety too. That dude's a beast.
They loaded.
You have a defensive line that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And then there's been slight rumors saying that since Green Bay released Jalen Smith, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, that was a short run.
Which was honestly surprising. Which I was surprised Cowboys released him because I thought he was playing great.
I thought he was too. I mean, he had some bad plays, but I mean, I still thought he was playing great.
But and I don't know what his stint. I think the Schefter said that he played 27 downs for Green Bay.
That's it.
But there's been rumors saying that he's going to go to Carolina.
Man. There's just another piece to the puzzle there.
So I mean, they could be one of the best teams that's been around Cam since he's been there.
Yeah, Looking at the playoff projections, we'll start with the NFC since we're talking about it. Green Bay, of course, they're sitting in first right now with 8-2 because they did beat Arizona, who is in second, 8-2. Dallas would be projected the third at 7-2. Tampa Bay would be projected fourth at 6-3, just because the division winners. The Rams, who do have a better record than the Bucks, they're projected at the fifth spot, 7-3, and then that's where we get to some kind of lackluster records here with New Orleans 5-4, and then Carolina would be seventh in the playoffs. If the playoffs started today, they'd be sitting at seventh, 5-5, and then in the hunt, Minnesota 4-5, San Fran 4-5, Atlanta 4-5, and Philly 4-6. With how the rest of the season is going to play out, how do you think that it could potentially be? Do you think Carolina's got this shot to hit that seventh seed potentially?
I think they can probably even go maybe one or two higher, depending on Arizona and the Rams.
That's what it's going to come down to. You're right.
Depending on them, and then I think honestly, if the Saints keep, I haven't really kept up with them this season because I'm not the biggest fan of them. But depending on them, Minnesota could sneak in there.
Yeah, true. Because right now, obviously, New Orleans is they're just kind of rolling with Trevor Siemian right now. That's their guy. They're not even rolling with their next Steve Young, Taysom Hill. They're rolling with Trevor.
They need to bring Ian Book in this motherfucker.
Man, he ain't gonna do shit. Let's be real. Ian Book is not gonna do anything. He's the
practice squad quarterback.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do anything. But no, I think you're right. I think out of these teams that are currently projected for the NFC, I think New Orleans is gonna be the most likely one to drop. But who's gonna sneak in? I think it's either gonna be Minnesota or it's gonna be San Fran. I think it's gonna be one of those two. I think San Fran's going to be rolling with a lot of steam right now, especially after that big Monday night win.
I do agree, but they've got to stay healthy.
That's their biggest fault.
They've got to stay healthy.
That's their biggest fault.
At one point this season, they're on their sixth string running back. They were signing people off the streets. Yo, come play running back for us. And then, Kittle can't stay healthy. He'd be a top two tight end if he just stayed freaking healthy. By the way, he almost won me that fantasy league, Tyler. But then
I blew Michael Thomas keeper out.
But then Cooper Kupp came in with a whopping 12 points, and Andrew beat me by less than a point. I was kind of angry with that.
Damn, boy.
Man, I'm struggling in fantasy right now. I'm 2-8. I'm struggling. I don't even think my team's that bad. I really don't. But man, I've been struggling.
It looks good on paper.
It does. It looks good on paper. But man, I had a loss a couple weeks ago where I went to bed.
Shame.
I went to bed with a 99% chance to win. I went to sleep and I woke up and I lost. And I'm like, are you shitting me right now? Like, bro, man, I'm struggling. Is that my team you're showing them?
Yeah.
Man, I'm struggling.
It's a pretty solid team on
I am struggling.
How do you lose?
Bro, I don't know.
He fucking beat me week one.
Week one, I came in hot. I'm like let's go.
Like Lee beat me week one. He beat me week one.
Man.
And you have New England's and Tampa Bay's defense. How do you even? How are you 2-6?
Man, I don't know. I'm struggling. Like I said, I went to sleep with a 99% chance to win. I woke up the next day and I lost. I'm like, are you shitting me?
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you would have started, who was the other quarterback? Not Aaron Rodgers. If you would have started the other quarterback, you would have beat me.
Derek Carr.
Yeah, I had Derek.
Yep, you would have beat me.
I was so in debate who to start. Derek versus that shitty KC defense, or just roll with Rodgers. I didn't know who. It was tough.
So for the listeners out there, listen to this man's team: Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, DeAndre Hopkins, Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, Mark Andrews, AJ Dillon, Brandon Cooks. This man's got Odell Landry on the bench. He's got Hollywood Brown on the bench, and Derek Carr on the bench. How does this man how are you? That is tough.
He would have a worse record if I wouldn't have gave him fucking Brandon Cooks week one too.
That's true. we just shot the shit on the show. I'm like, yo, trade me Brandon Cooks for Michael Carter. He's like, bet. And the next thing you know, like 20 minutes later, here's the trade. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm taking this. I mean, fuck it.
This was like a Michael Carter, I think.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was stupid. All right, let's look at AFC real quick. At first, man, Tennessee 8-2 projected first. Man.
Damn.
The amount of injuries that they've had. Derrick Henry out for probably the year. He could potentially come back for the play. I saw that you picked him up. I was just like, what is this dude doing? We're not a keeper league, so what is he doing?
I heard it on the fucking, I don't know if I heard it on radio or if I seen it on Facebook, but somebody's like, man, why would you trade for Derrick Henry unless you're trying to make a playoff run? I'm like, hold up.
That's a play.
I'm like, hold up. He's there?
Yeah.
So I went and looked. He got some projected points at the end.
See, I was trying to trade Randy.
Yep.
For Derrick Henry. I was going to give him Ezekiel Elliott and somebody else a week before he got hurt.
Man, that's tough.
Coming in at second, we got Buffalo at 6-3. Baltimore is at third at 6-3. KC is now back up at fourth at 6-4, and then Pitt 5-3-1 at fifth. New England 6-4 at seventh, and then the Chargers at seventh with a 5-4. But in the hunt, Vegas at 5-4. It's wild to me that the entire AFC West is in the hunt because Denver's in the hunt as well at 5-5, as well as Cleveland 5-5, Indy 5-5, and Cincy, who has played well, even though they have those 4 losses, one of them against Chicago, of course. They're at 5-4. How do you see the AFC playoffs potentially kind of playing out? Who's going to get left out in this bunch here? Or do you think it's going to be this 7 that we currently have?
I think Tennessee drops. I
do think they drop.
I don't think they take the number 1 seed.
I agree to that.
Let's go Buffalo.
It'll probably be Buffalo. I think it will be Buffalo. I don't know. I mean, that loss against Jacksonville is kind of embarrassing.
I think the 1 seed is going to be. I think Tennessee could drop to a 3.
Ooh, okay.
I think Baltimore, if they stay healthy and they keep moving, they'll take that 2 seed.
Okay.
As long as Kansas City ain't up there, I'm good. Fuck them.
It's tough to say who could potentially fall out of the hunt. I don't know. I can't help but to still think Pitt. Honestly, I really do. Just because Big Ben. He's not as bad as where Drew was last year, where you could very visibly see that Drew does not need to be out there anymore. Same thing with Peyton in his last year. I don't think Ben is at that level yet, but the dude's getting damn near close. He's flirting with that line.
I don't know. I think he's there. I watched him throw a couple balls in a game. I wasn't even trying to watch the game. I was just scrolling through channels on ESPN and saw him throw some balls. That's some questionable ones.
Yeah, he's definitely showing the flashes.
Talking about duck season.
I think the Chargers, even though they're sitting at 7th right now, 5-4, I think they're going to get in. I do. I think the Chargers, they're going to rally together. They're going to get it done. I like this Chargers team, even though they're at 5-4. In terms of teams in the hunt, I would say Denver, even though they're technically on the hunt in paper, no chance. No chance. And I feel the same thing about Vegas. Cincy, I feel like has the best bet out of the ones in the hunt to sneak in. I do. I feel like they have the best bet. I feel like Cleveland's they're gonna brown it up, and Indianapolis, they're gonna wince it up. That's kind of how. But I don't know. When it comes to Indy, man, Jonathan Taylor, that guy's a freak. Yeah, finally got past Derrick Henry's rushing amount for the year. Now Jonathan Taylor is now the leading in the NFL with I think 974, tied with Derrick. So shout out to Jonathan Taylor being at the top. But I think Cincinnati has the best chance to get in, to sneak in. It's just a matter of who's going to drop. I think it could be potentially Pitt or actually New England. I think New England has the potential to get dropped out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Chargers have potential to make giant waves. And I think they could boost. I think they could get home field.
Ooh.
If they start playing like they did last year, there's major moves there, especially with the rest of the bottom of the AFC and not being that good. You got the Patriots are iffy. You got
Patriots are iffy.
The Steelers are iffy. Cincy's iffy. Indianapolis iffy. Denver shouldn't even be in the conversation, to be honest.
No, they really shouldn't. But unfortunately, here we are.
And that's coming. From a Denver fan.
Hey, that's being realistic. I respect that because that's how I feel about the Bears all the time.
So shit. I think the only reason why Chargers are sitting where they are right now is because of injuries.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side of things, let's look at the shittiest teams in the league right now. Let's look at the current projection for the 2022 NFL Draft Top 10.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, Detroit would be projected first overall pick. Houston second, Jets third, Jacksonville fourth, Philadelphia from the trade with Miami at fifth, Giants their normal pick at sixth, Jets from their trade with Seattle for Jamal at seventh, Giants again at eighth from our trade with us because we stink, Washington at ninth, and then Miami from their trade with San Francisco at 10th. Man, it would be a really interesting top 10 if both New York teams got 2 picks in the top 10. That'd be very interesting to me.
That would be a very New York thing to do.
They would be a very New York thing to do.
A very New Jersey thing to do.
So, couple questions with this. Number one, out of these teams that are projected in the top 10, and even these other teams around the league that I did not mention that stinks, who are some coaches in your mind? Who are some teams where their coach is on the hot seat right now? Because we just got past the halfway point of the season.
Not Detroit.
I agree.
I feel like they're behind him. Like who was it? Like since he was behind Marvin Lewis.
I agree.
There's fuck it, you're here.
Yeah.
Let's ride the wave.
Yeah, I agree.
It's unfortunate he couldn't go 0-17 though.
And I'm still surprised since he got rid of that man.
I know, man. Marvin, he went through the ringer, dude. He went through so much and still stuck around.
Man.
But yeah, like, who's some coaches on the hot seat? And then also the follow up question after that is if you guys were like the GM of some of these top teams, like let's say the top 3 teams, we can each take one. What would you do with that top pick? Who would you potentially take? What position would you potentially take if you don't know a player, or would you potentially trade the pick? In terms of the hot seat, I mean, obviously, I've been saying it all season. Matt Nagy's obviously on the hot seat. That doesn't need to be talked about. We know that. When it comes to these top 10 teams that are projected here, I think the only one that is actually on the hot seat in my mind is Joe Judge. This guy's got to be on the hot seat. I'd be shocked if he wasn't. Everyone else, I mean, granted, I understand most of these teams we named are all first-year head coaches, but that don't mean a damn thing. We've seen that before. Look at Arizona, for example. Well, 1 year with Rosen, 1 year with whoever that coach was, both gone right afterwards. Jacksonville, Urban he's a wild card right now. I thought he would have been gone by now.
Yeah, he should have been gone. He needs to be gone.
He's a wild card.
He's just there, man.
But Houston, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there right now. I think David Culley could potentially get shafted. It just depends, because it's the same thing with Arizona. Because when it came to Arizona, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on that guy's name. I didn't think he was going to get cut. I didn't think so. They got rid of that head coach after 1 year, and brought in Cliff Kingsbury.
I can't
remember the guy's name.
I just know Josh Rosen.
Yeah, I think Culley could be a slight potential because I just don't see anything positive.
Well,
about
he ain't got his quarterback.
I know he doesn't, but
that's how I feel like.
But look at the rest of the team too. What has he done? Anything positive for that team? I mean, there's nothing of relevance.
Long neck.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
it's been a while.
The only shining point of this team is Cooks has played pretty well. That's it. No one else. I mean, I think Saleh, I think he's safe. Urban, he's only on the hot seat because of his actual problems. Asani, whatever his name is in Philly. I mean, it's showing some promise, but what's you guys' take? Who are some coaches on the hot seat across the league?
I would agree. I would say only Houston and Joe Judge, and I don't even blame that on Joe Judge. He made an awful choice in bringing in. I'm drawing a blank on the dude's name. Cowboys.
The GM or the OC?
OC, the Cowboys ex-coach.
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett. Why would you bring that man in?
I don't know. You also got to think if when it comes to the Giants, it's not even just Joe Judge, man. It's Gettleman too. That GM, that man is on the hot seat massively.
I feel like they're just gonna clean everything.
Yeah, they're gonna clean house.
That's what I was about to say. If I was the Giants or Houston's owners, I would clean house.
Yeah.
I would trade everybody I could, get all the picks I can.
Yep.
Sign free agents, and then I would clean everybody from the GM to the janitors.
Yep.
All be fired.
Everybody.
I will say, outside of these like top 10 projected, some other teams to keep an eye on for being on the hot seat is definitely Denver. Obviously I got a lot of love for Vic coming from Chicago, a really good defense coordinator for us, but the man hasn't done anything. But when it comes to Denver, I got to say this, and I know nothing's going to change, especially with where he's at. I think Denver's problem is honestly John.
Yeah.
It's John. He's the problem.
Yep.
This man cannot, for a Hall of Fame quarterback, who he is deserving of that.
Yeah.
I do think he's overrated. I've said this a lot before. I do think John Elway is overrated. He's a Hall of Famer, yes, but he's not in the same tier as some of the others. But this man, for being a Hall of Fame quarterback, cannot get a quarterback. Flat out. He just can't.
I think where John Elway makes his money is just like he did with Peyton, signing. I don't think him or anybody he can hire has a knowledge of drafting a quarterback and getting them ready where they need to be.
Yeah.
So I think they'll give him the Broncos coach one more year, because I think Elway's going to go hard at either Deshaun or Aaron Rodgers in offseason.
I think Aaron Rodgers is legitimately a good chance to go to Denver. I really do. Which that's gonna be so interesting to see.
Take that Peyton Manning route.
Yeah, there you go.
I would love that.
Now back to the draft here. If you guys were like the GMs of, like, let's say Detroit, Houston, and the Jets, we'll just talk about those three.
Well, the number one Detroit's pick's pretty obvious, so you take.
I think if all three of us don't agree on this pick, then we're out of our damn minds.
Yeah, it's pretty much not who's number one. It's two through
because if
about
this
five.
man falls to number two, Houston's going to take him. Houston needs him the most, honestly. But if Detroit doesn't take him, they're stupid.
And just so we're on the same page, are we talking about the guy from Oregon?
K-Line.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kavion Thibodeau.
Thibodeau.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
he not related to Tom?
No, I agree with you. He's the clear-cut number one, and that's where it immediately becomes tough if you're the Houston GM is what do you do? Because clearly, Like Tyrod, man, he's a bridge. That's all. Tyrod, he's a great guy. He's a good quarterback in some cases, but he's a bridge. That's what he is. But the problem here is this is not a quarterback-friendly draft. It's just not.
Not even close.
Because coming into the season, our top 2 quarterbacks was Spencer Rattler and Sam Howell, and we see where they are now. And like now, Malik is still projected to go like pretty high, but
Not number 2.
not number 2. And that's the
Hell
problem.
no.
And it's the same thing with with Pickett at Pittsburgh. This man doesn't need to go number 2.
And Matt Corral.
And Matt Corral as well.
I think Malik could possibly be the best out of this draft class, and that's with saying Matt Corral could possibly, most likely, will win Heisman.
Which Heisman's another thing. It's been a wild conversation for this year because there's no front runner in my mind.
I think this year, if any of all years, this year's going to have an asterisk on it. Like, oh, okay, you won it in 2021. Congratulations, you were going against nobody.
What was your competition?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. No, it'd be such a tough spot to be at Houston number 2. It's like, do you pull a trigger on a quarterback way too high because you need one, or do you just get one of the best players available, kind of like the guard from like Alabama, I think, Evan Neal? Like, do you build up the? Because I'm a big believer in building your line. Build your line,
Like Dallas.
Yes,
Like
build
Dallas.
it. Build the
Fucking 5
line,
years-
man. That's
5
going to
years
open
in
up
a row,
so
just
much.
take 'em. Yep.
Like if you guys were Houston, what would you do? Would you look at? But
I
only
would trade that motherfucker.
only if I could still stay in a good range, I would look to trade 100%. Depends on what I get back out of it.
I would do, besides trading out, I would do one of 2 things. I would try everything I could to try and get the number 1 pick. Honestly,
you want that guy.
Honestly, if I'm Houston, I'm going after Thibodeau hard.
Yeah.
Because hey, they'd have a good trading piece with Deshaun potentially, but I think Deshaun's got to approve it.
Exactly. And he's not going to want to go to Detroit.
No, he
but
does, right?
when Houston was good, what'd they have? A
Jadavion.
top-end pass rusher.
Yep.
Guess what Thibodeau is? The best pass rusher that we've probably seen in 4 years.
Yep.
Coming out of the draft.
Oh, I forgot about Mario Williams. Forgot about him.
So,
He was pretty solid.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then of course JJ, who played at MVP levels.
Yep.
And Clowney, if he wasn't a clown when he was in Houston for some reason, but,
Yeah.
Good old days with Brian Cushing as a linebacker, though.
That's true. And they also had Whitney,
that man,
outside linebacker.
that
as
man
well.
was a psycho.
Man.
Dude, Cushing, man, he was a psychopath.
This man was headbutting teammates and other players with no helmet on.
Right.
Straight
Yeah,
psychopath. But I think the smart thing to do is either go after an offensive lineman, grab the top one in the draft,
Which would be Evan
or
right now.
or trade out.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of trading down. I always have been. Because you see the success with what New England's done for so many years. You have. Now, granted, this past season, last season kind of exposed that, maybe it was a lot more Tom than it was Bill. They both played their part. But you cannot deny that Bill's mindset of always trading back and collecting picks, I do think that is a good method. And I think that's what Houston should try to do here is if you can't get number 1, like you're saying, and get it, a top end pass rusher, which I don't think they would be able to. Because, I think Detroit would be pretty happy with that pass rusher. I mean, either grab your O lineman, grab Evan Neal, or just go ahead and trade back. I mean, there is another DN that is projected to go pretty high. Adrian, I forgot his last name.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah, him. He's one that's kind of projected pretty high right now out of Michigan. But if I was in that spot, I would still go Evan Neal over that because I'm a big believer in building that line, man. I am. You see so many times of a team where you have like a great quarterback or a pretty decent running back who doesn't have an offensive line, and it destroys the team. I mean, Russell Wilson's dealt with that for many years now.
I mean, look at DeMarco Murray when he left the Cowboys.
Yeah. Went to Philly, and when I feel like, I love it. I think it was Deion Sanders' quote, which is like, Philly didn't really want DeMarco. Philly just didn't want Dallas to have DeMarco because they didn't use DeMarco for shit. But
I feel that.
no, I'm pumped for the draft whenever things kind of officially get played out with the picks. It sucks to be. It sucks. It permanently sucks to be a Detroit Lions fan.
If the Jets don't take a defensive player, how pissed do you think Saul would be?
I think Jets get the defensive end from Alabama. I think it's Adrian Williams or something like that. He's like number 90 or something like that, but he is a monster. He's climbing on draft boards too.
See, I think they'll go Stingley or Kyle from
Kyle Hamilton,
which I love him.
Kyle Hamilton, yeah.
But see, through the 19 years I've watched football and learned, a core team starts in offensive line, defensive line.
Yep.
I don't care who you are. I don't care.
You have to build those trenches, dude.
I don't care if you run a spread. I don't care if you run a flex bone. If you don't have a good offensive defensive line, I don't give a shit who you have.
Shit, look at Bielema. Whenever he's had a dominant line, he's been pretty decent.
Yeah,
It's
Bielema,
if you ain't 320, you ain't on that line.
Bielema's problem is he likes not taking the blame.
He don't know how to adjust. That's his
you
issue.
saw a couple weeks ago when they it was after they beat that ranked team or whatever, and they lost to a crappy team that next week. He was like, "Yeah, we just don't have the players." He's like, he's basically come out in a press conference and said everybody that's here is not going to play next year.
You can say Penn State. You ain't got to say that ranked team, motherfucker. Goddamn 9 overtime, motherfucker.
I was trying to save you the heartbreak.
Oh, nah.
Talk about it.
Fuck
Talk about
Bielema.
history.
Fuck them.
But no, what you said about the line, man, that's so true. Because here's what it baffles me that it's such a basic thing to do, and yet teams fail at doing it. Because when it comes to the offensive side, build up your line so your quarterback and your running back can do their thing,
or at least half the fucking line.
At least half of it. And then when it comes to the defense, look, if you have a dominant defensive line, and I'm talking your defensive ends, your nose tackle, D tackle, depending on what defense you're running, where them alone can put on pressure. Them alone without help, that frees up your outside linebackers to really shut down the pass. So you're able to shut down the run and the pass with just having a dominant defensive line.
That's what I really like about Barry Odom. He's trying to do that currently, and I see it slowly coming along. Because if you and LSU or Alabama's really the best at it, they will only send 3 or 4 and continuously get pressure on the quarterback.
Yep.
Because then after that, you can drop 7, 8 players.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit what kind of secondary linebackers you have. If you're dropping 8 players and basically double covering every wide receiver, you're not going to get anything.
Look at Miami with Lamar Jackson. That's how they shut Lamar down. You know, they were able to shut him down at the line of scrimmage, and then with how many people they were dropping back, they were able to shut down the pass. I mean, it works. It works. 2 little pieces of news here for you with the NFL. Number one, Le'Veon Bell was released by the Ravens. His career probably done because he stinks. He's washed up.
I think he'll get one more shot, and I think he goes back to the Jets. To be honest.
Oh, that'd be some shit. But I mean, hey, at least you got a decent guy at Robert Saleh. Adam Gase is a stooge. Everyone knows it. Dude's an OC in a high school somewhere from Detroit. I feel bad for those kids.
Side note, my favorite lineman from the draft, Trevin Penning.
Okay.
So, back-to-back years, Northern Iowa's going to have a lineman drafted.
There you go. And then an unfortunate piece of news. A young superstar, Chase Young, is out for the season now due to, I think it was a tear, right?
Yep, tore ACL.
That's unfortunate. That guy is an absolute monster. So T's and P's to him. Hopefully he comes back better and stronger than ever. Let's go ahead and hop over to our college games because we're like an hour in.
Goddamn.
So yeah, we're rolling. We're having good conversation. So let's roll through our college games here and get to our predictions. So quick recap from week 11. Like I already kind of mentioned earlier, Florida State did unfortunately beat Miami 31-28. We were on a 5 or 4 game streak over the past few years, and naturally this happens. I am never surprised. We can be just like we were a few years ago. We can be one of the best teams in college football, top 10 ranked team, and still lose to Florida State. It never fucking fails. And then Michigan did, of course, beat Penn State 21-17. How you feeling, Tyler? You feeling okay? It is what it is. Penn State kind of stinks now.
It is what it is, and unfortunate news about whoever all dude is from Michigan. That was his first career fucking touchdown catch.
Ever.
Yeah. Ever. It's kind of like the KJ Hill bullshit. Like, why are these people being fucking good against Penn State? Fuck them, man. Fuck them. Fuck them all.
And then, unfortunately, Hawaii did lose to Las Vegas 27-13. Las Vegas, of course, was like 1-8 or 2-8 coming in this fucking game.
Is that where Tate is?
I don't think Tate. I think Tate's like done. Tate's from Vegas. He's from a Vegas high school. But no, Tate's like he's graduated. He's out of college.
Oh, I thought he went to Vegas at the end.
No. He went to a Vegas high school is what it was.
That's tough.
SMU beat UCF 55-28. Arkansas State they actually beat,
that's what I'm talking about.
Louisiana Monroe. There you go, 27-24.
Monroe.
Yeah. Notre Dame did beat the shit out of Virginia 28-3, which was very upsetting. I really like that quarterback out of Virginia. And then UCLA beat Colorado 44-20. Some notable dubs here is Ohio State did beat Purdue. I saw that you predicted Purdue to win. You were thinking they were going to pull it off once again. Yeah. Which fair. They did it twice. I didn't think they were going to do it this time, though.
In his defense, I was was listening to the episode last week, I was like, hell yeah, I'm going for Purdue too.
And then Baylor did beat OU there. Ole Miss beat Texas A&M. Mississippi State did pull the upset against Auburn with a 28-3 comeback.
Shout out Jeremy.
Yeah, which I thought that was pretty hilarious. Shout out Jeremy, Falcons fan. Arkansas did beat LSU in the Golden Boot rivalry. Shout out to that, man. Shout out to Shane here. And then over in the FCS ranks, South Dakota, which South Dakota is they're one of the top teams in the FCS. Thank you.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I know, man. My mind just died there, and they beat up South Dakota State in a last-minute Hail Mary. You sent me that play. Dude, that was electric.
Did you see the play before that though, where he just threw it out of bounds?
Yeah,
trying to run the whole entire clock out in there, like. Let's go ahead and give them 1 second. I'm sitting there thinking, I swear to God, dude, if South Dakota gets this and beats them, how fucking pissed is South Dakota State right now?
Man, talk about a game. I think both of us picked South Dakota State, didn't we?
I didn't even pick that.
Okay. Well, unfortunate.
Actually,
for our FBS game of the week recap, turned out to be a pretty damn good game, man. Wake Forest beat NC State 45-42 for our FCS game of the week recap. Eastern Washington beat UC Davis 38-20.
They got the red field, don't they?
Yeah, Eastern Washington does. They also have a pretty good quarterback. Drawing a blank on his name, it's a very weird last name, but he's actually a pretty good quarterback in the FCS ranks. And then our terrible game, Georgia Southern beat Texas State 38-30. Looking ahead for week 12 this weekend, man, we got a lot of rival games this week. And, here at the end of the season, you always get a lot of rival games across the board. That's definitely what we got going on. We have Virginia Tech and Miami. There is a rival game there. Rutgers and Penn State. I don't think you guys are rival. I don't think you guys give a shit.
They think we're rivals.
They think, okay. Just like you seem to think that Temple and Penn State are actually. I understand. I saw it, but that is not a rivalry. I looked at that record. That is not a rivalry, flat out.
You got to have a rivalry where you just beat the shit out of somebody.
It's not a rivalry.
We beat them, like 40 fucking straight years? Okay.
Well, that's the type of thing that's it's a location rivalry, right?
Yeah, both in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
This rivalry right here is just Rutgers came to the Big Ten, and they didn't have nobody to try to fight. And they're like, oh, shit, Penn State, they're going through the little
so they're
Sandusky bullshit.
So they're the Big Ten, Missouri?
Basically.
They're the Big Ten fucking Vandy.
Okay, come on.
You know how Vandy's got, I don't even know who the fuck their rival is. They ain't even got a rival in football.
Kentucky?
UMass?
UMass. Anyway, Colorado State is going to visit Hawaii, UConn and UCF, Arkansas State and Georgia State, then Georgia Tech and number 8th ranked Notre Dame, and then UCLA and USC for the Lexus Trophy. Of course, this is one of the best rivalries in college football, or at least at one point it was. It's a historic rivalry is the better way to put it. Not really one of the best today. They both kind of stink right now. I think one's like 4 and 5, and the other one's like 3 and something.
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, they were talking about 2 Pac-12 teams with USC and UCLA being in the playoff.
And here we are.
Yep.
And then still talking about Pac-12, we had 3rd ranked Oregon going to visit 23rd ranked Utah, Arkansas 21st going to visit 2nd ranked Alabama. That's going to be a painful one probably.
That's 17 years in a row.
Yep. And then Western Michigan and Eastern Michigan are going at it this weekend. This, of course, being the Michigan Mack Trophy, another trophy kind of like the Commander-in-Chief, where it involves 3 teams. Central Michigan's also involved with this to see who's going to get the trophy, which is just wild to me. It really is. Cal and Stanford, that of course being the big game rivalry, and then Nebraska and 15th ranked Wisconsin. That is the Freedom Trophy, but that's not much of a game anymore. Let's be real. Nebraska stinks with Scott Frost. And then the Bridgers battle, man. Wyoming and Utah State. Tyler, were you calling that game? I mean, you've been riding with Wyoming all year long. See, Utah State has Blake Anderson, and you're telling me you're not calling that game?
How can I pick between terrific Blake Anderson and Joshua Allen's alma mater? How the fuck can I pick a team? Hey, both of them win. How about that? 0-0.
It doesn't work like that. There is no ties in college football.
I will say your terrific Blake Anderson will probably be jobless after this year.
Hey, he just needs to get out of Jonesboro. For a year, he's coming back. Butch about to get fired.
Yeah, Butch is. That is a tough team. Down at FCS ranks, we have 4th ranked North Dakota State going to visit 16th ranked South Dakota. No rivalry there. There's just obviously a couple of top ranked
Dakotas.
Teams. Yeah, 5th ranked Kennesaw State going up against 4th ranked Minmouth.
That's 24th, not 4th.
24th, thank you. 23rd ranked Mercer going up against 10th ranked East Tennessee State. This is a rivalry game here. 18th ranked Sacramento State going up against 11th ranked UC Davis for the Causeway Cup. And then we have the Soul Bowl. We have Alcorn State, which kind of, they stink. Going up against 17th ranked Jackson State, led by Mr. Deion Sanders. Harvard and Yale, the big game there. Indiana State and Illinois State. Not great teams, but we do have a rivalry there. And then one rivalry that I do have my eye on, and I am calling this game, is Idaho and Idaho State, the Battle of the Domes.
I might have to flip one of my games for that one.
Okay, all right. I'll write that down for you.
To be determined.
And then Richmond and William and Mary for the Capital Cup. But yeah, that Battle of the Domes, I will say that was in debate for our terrible game of the week because I did want to highlight that game. I won't lie. I do have my eye on that game. It's going to be kind of fun. For our FBS game of the week, naturally it is going to be 7th-ranked Michigan State and 4th-ranked Ohio State. Now, this game could go very lopsided for Ohio State, as we see here. So what we have currently, they're both 9-1. Ohio State is 9-0 in conference play. Michigan State 6-1 in conference play. Ohio State is first, Michigan State second in the Big Ten East. Ohio State, though, is projected 86.3% to win, and the spread is currently, or at least it was yesterday, Shane, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was minus 19.5 favored in Ohio State.
Correct. As of yesterday, it was 19 points.
So even though that's a pretty big spread, I mean, let's be honest, I do think this is going to be a very good game. I do, and this game means it's massive for the Big Ten.
It can either be 51-10, or it can be fucking 17-13.
Yeah.
There's ain't no telling with the Big Ten teams.
Yeah, true. And then our FCS game of the week, we do have this going to be. I think this is going to be a damn good game, and this is a game that I would actually really like to watch. 3rd-ranked Montana State going against 7th-ranked Montana. This is the Brawl of the Wild, which I did not know that was the name of the rivalry, and I love it for the Great Divide Trophy. Montana leads the rivalry 72-41-5. Montana has won the last 4. Montana State 9-1. Montana is 8-2. And these losses, Montana State's only loss was week 1 against Wyoming, which is a D1 school. They probably should have won that game 19-16. But at least in Montana's case, with their 2 losses, is against 2 of the best teams in the FCS with Eastern Washington and Sacramento. So that's going to be a very good FCS game. And our terrible game of the week is USF and Tulane. USF has been outscored 354-251. They're only averaging like 25 points a game. Tulane has been outscored 361-258. They've only averaged about 26 points a game. Gonna be a pretty shitty game there. I think I think it was Tulane's like 1-8 right now, but at least their quarterback's kind of slinging it though. I did notice from the stats their quarterback Tulane's kind of slinging it, but USF man just sucks. They stink. They're like 2-8 right now. Let's hop over to some predictions, boys. Who wants to start? It doesn't matter to me. We only have a few games that we all share, but
you didn't even write them down, so we can't even.
I got them right over here.
Also, we're gonna have music for that.
Oh, you want me to? Oh, pick a color.
What games do we have the same? Because you didn't.
Well,
since
there was 3 people, it was kind of tough to like how I wanted to put it on the Discord script. So I have it a little bit more organized over here. The only games that all of us are calling obviously are 3 games a week, and then Arkansas and Alabama, and then you 2 share Texas, West Virginia, and what was the other one you guys share? Air Force and Nevada. Okay. And then you and we share. UCLA, USC, Oregon, Utah, and Wake Forest, Clemson are the games that you and I share.
Mark out Baylor, Kansas State for me, and put the Idaho State.
All right, I got you. All right. All right, I can go ahead and start off with some of my picks.
Music.
Which color? Pick color. I don't care.
You pick a color.
Yeah, you pick color.
No, what's 3 colors again?
We got orange, yellow, 6. Green, teal, blue, and purple.
Let's go teal.
There you go. All right, my first game will be, of course, I got to rock with the Canes, man. Virginia Tech and Miami. Got to go with Miami, especially since Virginia Tech just lost their coach there. Next up, I'll go over to Alcorn State and Jackson State. Going to rock with Deion Sanders on this one. Harvard and Yale. I'm actually going to go with Harvard on this. I'm going to call Tyler's game that he refused to call for some reason. You've had this was your game all year long. You've been rocking with both these teams, and you refuse to call this game. It baffles me. Wyoming and Utah State, I am going to rock with Utah State because, as this show has proven, you don't pick Wyoming because you're going to lose.
Okay, Wyoming going to win.
And then I'm going to go with Sacramento State over UC Davis. I like that one quite a bit. And then I got to keep rocking with my Rainbow Warriors. Going to pick them over Colorado State. And then lastly, Virginia and Pitt. These are 2 teams that I have watched and called all season long because I like both their quarterbacks. I'm going to rock with Kenny Pickett. I'm going to rock with Pitt. I like what I'm seeing out of Pitt quite a bit.
Hell yeah.
Tyler, let me pass it off to you. What do you got up first?
So we have two of my favorite teams in Pac-12. We got the UCLA Bruins and USC. I'm going to take UCLA.
I'm gonna rock with you on that one.
Okay.
UCLA.
We're back with the Pac-12 for some reason. Oregon's gonna whoop the dog shit out of Utah. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm not.
I agree.
I really don't give a fuck.
I'm rocking with Oregon on that.
So this next one, Arkansas, Alabama. It doesn't matter how much I want Arkansas to beat Alabama. Alabama probably gonna win.
Yep.
By about 30.
Shane, who you got on that one? Alabama.
Man, of course I'm gonna have Alabama.
For
But-
picks reasons.
Yeah, for picks reasons, I'm gonna go Alabama. But they're 20 and a half. And I was talking to my buddy Josh last night about this. If there's a team that's beatable over the last 17 years, it's gonna be this team.
Yep. Okay. And then I have somehow Clemson's back to being good. I didn't fucking know that, but it doesn't matter. Wake Forest, fuck them.
Yeah, I'm riding with Wake on that one.
And then we have the Air Force Falcons in Nevada.
Okay.
I wrote this down and I really didn't pick a team, so I'm gonna say fuck it. Let's go military branches. We're going Air Force.
All right, Shane, what about you? Who you got there?
Air Force and who again?
Nevada.
Nevada. I'm actually going Nevada.
Okay.
I'm actually going Nevada there. They're 2-point favorite at home. And I don't even think Air Force covers.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, and then we got the wannabe rivals of Penn State. We have Rutgers. So this is probably gonna be about a 45-3 game. Hopefully my picks are right on that numbers line. Then we got fucking Florida State. Fuck Florida State.
True.
And Boston College. So hopefully Boston College can get a little bit of that Matty Ice back in there because I'm picking them.
Okay.
And then we have Texas, West Virginia. I really haven't heard about Bijan Robinson in quite a while. So let's go Pat McAfee and his former West Virginia Mountaineers. Let's go.
Shane, who you got on that one?
What was that again? West Virginia and who?
Texas.
West Virginia.
Fuck Texas.
Fuck Texas. What's the? I have that game. What's the spread on that again?
Let me look.
2.5 West Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't lose to Kansas and come back and beat West Virginia. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck who you are. This ain't basketball, dude.
Right.
So we have my ninth team. We have SMU and Cincinnati. Definitely not picking Chad Morris, so we're going with Cincinnati.
Okay.
And then I tried to call it prematurely a couple weeks ago, but the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners are finally on upset alert. We're going UAB.
Ooh,
We're going
okay.
UAB.
I don't agree with that one, but
I don't give a
all
fuck.
I'm not locking that game in as one of my picks, but that's a spicy one there.
Spicy. Let's go Ricey. Okay, Rice ain't got no. I don't know who the fuck Rice plays. So Idaho and Idaho State.
All right, who you got?
It is terrible when you suck in the FBS, but it's also terrible when they kick you out and you still fucking suck. So Idaho State.
I'm rocking with Idaho State as well.
Okay, and then my random ass game of the week,
You always have one.
Division III. We're going back here, and I have a thing behind it.
Okay.
Trinity, Texas. Okay, they're going to. I guess this is a playoff because it's at round 1. So they're playing Mary Hardin Baylor. Okay. Went to school with a girl that went to Mary Hardin Baylor. So that's not the only reason why I'm picking them. They also beat a team who I picked against earlier this year
Okay.
in the Simpson.
Luther game. The Simpson Luther game strikes again.
Okay. So Mary Hardin Baylor, they beat their ass 84-7.
Whoa. Okay. Come on. What is this?
So Mary Hardin Baylor, get the job done. Let's win 77-5.
Okay.
This man said 5.
Shane, what about some other games that you're going to be calling here?
I got Northern Illinois and Buffalo. Yeah.
I like them both, so you ain't hurt my feelings.
Northern Illinois is a 1.5-point favorite at Buffalo. I'm taking Northern Illinois.
Okay.
Not bad.
Got Central Michigan and Ball State.
Ball State, I love them.
Ball State's a 1-point favorite at home. I'm gonna stick with the Ball State.
I like it.
I love the spreads.
I'm all about spreads and betting, so
I couldn't get.
I can't wait for that to be a normal thing.
You're gonna hear that a lot from me if I'm on this show a lot. Louisville and Duke. Louisville 19.5-point favorite at Duke. Duke doesn't stand a chance.
This ain't basketball, man.
Yeah, Duke doesn't stand a chance. I'm taking Louisville. Southern Miss and Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech's a 16.5-point favorite.
God damn.
Yeah, at home. I'm taking Southern Miss.
I like that.
Upset of the week.
I like it. Not bad.
Memphis and Houston. Houston 9.5 point favorite. I'm taking Memphis. I'm taking Tigers.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not only the cover, but to win the game.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, Arizona, Washington State.
That is a terrible fucking game.
Yeah. Arizona, Washington State. Washington State 14.5 point favorite. I'll try to pick games that y'all wouldn't.
That's fair.
So that.
Oh, you can't beat me on that.
Okay.
I can come out with some random ass shit.
He does, man.
You usually go deep in Division 3, all right? I'm talking about at
Oh,
least.
dude, I'm
He's
talking
really, at least
NA
he's staying at D1 where people know what we're talking
Hey,
about.
I'm going NAIA.
Yeah, of course you are.
Okay.
This man going 8 team.
I'm going
Arizona,
Pop
Washington
Warner.
State. Washington State 14.5 point favorite. I'm sticking with Washington State.
I like it.
Air Force, Nevada. Already said that. I'm sticking with Nevada with 2-point favorite at home. I'm actually going to switch this game. I have San Diego State and UNLV, but I'm actually going to switch that to San Jose State and Fresno.
Okay.
Oh, Nick Starkel.
No, he's not there.
He's not there?
He's not playing.
Oh, he's not playing?
He's there. He's just not playing right now.
Damn.
Hey, I had to look it up too, man. It
Is-
fucked me up.
is
He
he- is he
hasn't played
hurt?
in like 2 months.
Is he hurt?
I don't fucking know.
Because it says here that he has he's over a 60% completion percentage, 1,400 yards on the season, 9
I
touchdowns,
think
7
he got
picks.
hurt is what it
Dude,
was.
I don't know, man. I looked at the thing in the last like 5 games he hasn't even played. So
Okay, well,
because I picked him 1 week for Nick Starkel and he wasn't even played.
There's not a spread on this, but Fresno State Fresno is a 80% chance to win the game. Let's go Spartans.
Oh, okay.
And then to round it out, I got Arkansas State, Georgia State. Georgia State's gonna win. They're 16.5 point favorite at home. There's no way Arkansas State gets that done.
Iowa State, Oklahoma.
Yeah. And then Iowa State, Oklahoma. I'm going with the Hawkeyes. Or not the Hawkeyes, the Cyclones.
This
Sorry.
motherfucker.
Got that mixed up.
Javad in the house.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
gonna hit you up. Why
Yep,
the fuck
yep.
do you call us a Hawkeye?
But I'm going to Iowa State. I don't think Oklahoma can bounce back from that loss last week.
Okay.
Let's get some new music for these 3 games.
All right. Cut that one.
What
hard.
colors we got?
Well, I ran through multiple colors during that whole segment. I have blue and purple left. Hitting blue.
Okay.
It's a good choice.
FBS game of the week. I'm gonna Michigan State, Ohio State. I'm rocking with Ohio State on this one. I've been rocking with the Spartans all year long, but I just don't think they're gonna be able to do this one.
Well, I picked Purdue last week, so for that reason, Ohio State.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna be the lone dog. I have family that went to Michigan State. I'm gonna stick with Michigan State. They're gonna pull you upset. Ohio State's gonna be out of the playoffs. I'm gonna love every second of it.
Actually, flip mine because I remember I picked Michigan State in a different group, so I don't want to have an 8-2 record in that group and a fucking 4-15 in here.
All right, FCS game of the week: Montana State and Montana. How we feeling? I actually like Montana State on this one. I'm
gonna take the Hannas.
You have to look up which one that is because I don't.
Hannah, Montana. Come on now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm taking Montana.
Good pick
Their 2 losses on the season, like you said, is
against two of the best
FCS teams.
Yeah. I'm taking Montana State though, because they lost to Wyoming, and I love Wyoming.
Fucking Christ.
Go Cowboys! Lone Wolf over here.
All right, terrible game of the week: UCF and Tulane. I'm actually gonna rock with Tulane because, like I said, I think at least the quarterback at Tulane, man, they're slinging the ball. That's the one thing they got going for them is they are slinging the rock at Tulane. I'm gonna rock with the Matt Forte's alma mater, the Green Wave.
I'm gonna go this off the dome. Quentin Flowers used to be the quarterback at South Florida.
Same way with BJ Daniels.
BJ Daniels was also the quarterback.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking about when I said Quentin Flowers. It's all good though.
And they currently have Jaron Williams, but I believe he's not eligible to play yet.
I don't know who the fuck. Oh, that's Miami guy.
Yeah, he was a freshman.
Okay, so for the reason that I said that, go Tulane.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it trifecta. Go Green Waves.
There you go.
Let's go. I like it. Fancy
right.
with it.
Okay, now we're hopping over to our NFL picks. This one should be a little bit faster for us. Nice little ending there. I didn't know it ended like that.
That was great. That was a great ending.
All right, coming into week 11, we only have 2 teams on a bye: Denver and the Rams.
We have one color left, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
Since this is gonna be, oh man, I love this. Is the college
Yeah,
one.
this
right
is
here.
the one that we normally use for college game of the week picks.
This is it.
So for Thursday Night Football, New England and Atlanta.
Damn, Jeremy.
Oh, man.
We're coming back around.
Yeah, I'm going New England.
New England.
Just for pick's sakes, I'm going Falcons.
Ooh, okay, okay.
So I'm starting out 0-1. I don't care.
For our noon games, first up, New Orleans and Philadelphia. Tough.
I'm going Eagles.
I'm going New Orleans.
Go Birds.
I'm gonna go Eagles as well. Next up, Miami and the Jets. I'm rocking Miami. Or is someone here gonna believe in Flacco?
Never.
Man, I just marked out Miami to put the Jets. So let's go ahead and go Jets. I don't care. I'll take that ship.
I'm taking 2 all day. We're going to Miami.
Washington and Carolina. Man, I'm gonna ride the Cam Newton train until it derails, which could be this week, but we'll see. But hey, Washington doesn't have Chase Young, so this train could at least go through this week.
Yeah. Let's go Washington. Fuck it.
Man, me and you, we're gonna have very different records this week, aren't we?
I believe in Matt Rule and having Cam Newton. I think they're going to get him back doing the read option with McCaffrey. I'm going Panthers.
Indianapolis and Buffalo.
You know I like to pick Indianapolis. And I also like to pick Buffalo.
You can't just not pick it like you did with Wyoming and Utah State. It doesn't work like that. Not for the pros.
I'm fading it, okay? I'm just fucking with you. We're going Buffalo. Fuck it.
Buffalo as well.
Buffalo, trifecta.
Next up, Detroit and Cleveland. Is this going to be the week?
I wish.
Is this going to be the week that Detroit sneaks in a win?
I wish.
Is someone going to be bold enough to pick that?
No.
Cleveland for Tyler.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland too. I don't think Detroit gets it done. They're not there yet. And Cleveland coming off.
They don't want to win.
Cleveland coming off last week, they looked really good without Odell. So I'm going Cleveland.
This is tough. I'm going to come back to this one. Next up, San Fran and Jacksonville. San Fran.
San
easy.
Fran.
Yeah, I say Urban Meyer's on his way out, going San Fran.
Houston and Tennessee. Tennessee.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, Tennessee.
Green Bay and Minnesota.
I take Green Bay. I don't think Minnesota has what it takes to stop Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
I'm gonna go Green Bay as well.
Same.
Afternoon game: Cincinnati and Vegas. Cincinnati for me.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, let's go Cincy.
Arizona and Seattle. I'm gonna keep rocking with the Cards. I've rocked with them all year. Kyler Murray was one of my MVP picks before the season. I'm gonna keep rocking with it.
He was one of my MVP picks too, but I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Ooh, okay.
I don't like either team, and I have Tyler Lockett in fantasy for that. So for that reason, Arizona.
Sunday Night Football: Pittsburgh and the Chargers. Rocking with the Chargers on this one. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
Big Ben's gonna be he's gonna be healthy. Let's go.
Also, I missed an afternoon game. My fault. Dallas and KC.
Oh shit.
I think Dallas picks it up.
Okay. I might have to ride with you. I'm gonna go with Dallas on this one.
I don't think Kansas City's defense is good enough to stop Zeke.
Fuck Kansas City, but fuck Dallas. Kansas City.
Monday Night Football: Giants and Bucks.
Bucks. If you pick the Giants, if you pick the Giants and the Giants win, I'll give you $10.
Hey, I picked the damn Giants and they almost won. So I ain't afraid to pick the Giants.
Are you gonna pick them?
Fuck it. Let's go.
All right, just for that boldness, Detroit's gonna get their first win. I'm gonna rock with Detroit.
Oh no. Okay, I'll give you $10 as well if Detroit wins that game.
All right, bet. All right, quick fantasy standings. Like we already said, I'm trash. I'm dead last.
Yeah, your name's trash on here.
I did name myself trash. Yes. Nate's 9-1. J Mac 7-3. Brady's 6-4. Jimmy 6-4. Tyler 6-4. Tony's 5-5. Dave's 5-5, and I am 2-8. But hey, I gotta say, even though I'm this, I do think there's still a chance I can sneak back into the playoffs because of where everyone else is. I just have to win out. Okay. I just have to win out. Look, there's a chance. I believe. I have climbed out of these sort of situations before.
Not 2-8 though.
It's looking pretty rough. But
if there's a team that can do it, it's your team.
Thank you. I think there's a chance. If my team was literal complete dog shit, like off paper, like on paper I look great, I just haven't performed. But like if on paper my team was dog shit, I would be like, all right, the season's over. But I think there's still a chance. Now if I lose this weekend,
play Tony.
I know
Tony's team is pretty.
I know.
Stacked.
But I have hope. My hope has not been diminished just yet. I still think we can bring this back.
I mean, when you're 1-8 in your last 9 games,
listen. There's a chance. You never know. Any quick fantasy thoughts, boys? I don't have any. I gave up on giving fantasy thoughts because of how bad my team is right now.
Robbie Anderson.
Usually, I'm pretty mediocre right now in both of my leagues, so I don't think I'm in a place to. But usually, I can give some pretty good advice. I'm helping my buddy and Josh. He's winning his league right now because of me.
Oh, shout out! I can't relate.
See, I trade a lot, so hopefully I get a couple 3 trades in. Before.
Well, trade deadline's in 3 days.
I don't know. Dude, I had 5 fucking trades in, and everybody done declined them.
You didn't send me one.
See, with me in fantasy, I'm like Minnesota. I roll the boat until it fucking sinks.
See,
that's me.
I trade my whole damn team. I don't give a fuck.
He trades every week almost if he
I
could.
don't give a fuck. I trade everybody. I don't give a shit. I'll trade you 5 players right now and trading them back to me 3 days later. I ain't giving no fucks.
I know you don't. I mean, you traded me Brandon Cooks for Michael Carter. I know you don't give a fuck.
I think in my 5 years of doing fantasy, I think I've made 15 trades, maybe.
Dude, I've made 15 in the first 4 weeks.
That's true, man. He does.
If I don't make a trade, man, my team fucking sucks. You can see, my team fucking terrible when I don't make no trades. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
I didn't make no trade till week 3, week 4? Dude, you thought it was bad in that league?
Man.
Boy, I was fucking roasting everybody in the damn group chat just so somebody would fucking talk to me. I'm like, yo, trade me this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck who it is, man. Shit. I just need a trade, man.
Well, you can go follow us at Twitter at Terrible FB Show, and you might get some Twitter thoughts, on some fancy thoughts on Sunday. You're not going to get it from me, and not until I get another win. Once we get a win, the train's back on, baby. We're sending out some fancy thoughts like I'm some hot shot.
See,
But
I tried to switch it up with a damn.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see you switch it up.
I liked it. It was pretty solid.
Well, Tyler's going to keep doing his thing, and I may or may not do mine. We'll see.
God damn.
But that's going to close it out for the show, boys. What's for dinner tonight? What you guys going to eat? Got any dinner plans right now?
Probably Subway. Because
Subway's a
it's
good pick.
dark as shit outside.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Right.
Yeah, it's getting there. What about you? What got any dinner plans, Shane?
I'm actually throwing it back to when me and Tyler used to live
tacos.
together. Turkey taco both, man.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That's the OG meal right there.
There you go. There you go.
Me and Tyler, when we lived together, that was our meal.
That and hamburger helper that always got stolen in the refrigerator overnight.
I'll go ahead and announce it. Fucking CJ.
God damn, CJ. Dude.
We need that money back from those hamburger helpers, pal.
What pisses me off, dude, I was at work all day. I'm like, damn, man, I got me some hamburger helper at the house. Man,
Hell yeah.
I get home about 11 o'clock, open that fridge. There ain't shit there. I look in the sink. There ain't shit there. I look in the damn dishwasher. There's my fucking bowl with my hamburger helper taken out of it. I was like, at first I'm like, damn, Shane. And then I was sitting there. I was like, I look over. I see fucking CJ sitting there. I'm like, you son of a fucking bitch. I'm like, you done ate my damn hamburger helper.
See, you try to come to me, hey, you know anything about a hamburger helper? I'm like, dude, I wouldn't touch that thing with a 10-foot pole.
Boy, it was some good ass hamburger helper too, man. It was like turkey meat.
Your addiction to hamburger helper is astonishing.
I hate it so much.
You seen the damn thing? You seen all the boxes I got?
It's so subpar. Like, I just don't understand.
It's cheap.
I know it's cheap, but
The fuck I want to go bankrupt on some damn food for?
It tastes cheap, too.
it does taste cheap. I actually just had some hamburger helper recently just because, like, Tyler talks about all the time. So I picked up a box. Just like, we'll try it. And I'm sitting there eating. I'm like, what is the fucking craze behind this? Besides it being cheap.
The only one I even somewhat could stand was the taco one.
Bro, you best believe I got me fucking 10 boxes of this shit.
You have a
Just
problem.
for everybody that
50 cents.
Just for everybody that can't see it, he's holding up a picture of an end cap in a store with a full shelf of hamburger helper for 50 cents.
You have a problem.
Hey, this shit's good.
It's mediocre.
Throw some damn ground turkey up in that shit.
Look, man, like my struggle meals, I'm just gonna stick with ramen. Yeah, I love me some ramen. It's terrible for you. I'm gonna stick with some ramen.
I can make ramen 50 different ways, 3 days a week, or 3 times a day, 7 days a week, and be totally happy with it.
Yeah,
you know
bingo.
who else can? CJ. Oh shit.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here so we can all go get some food and have a good
I'm
rest of the
fucking
evening.
starving.
I'm pretty hungry as well.
I think I'm gonna go catch a beer after this.
Well, there you go.
What you got? What you got? Please don't say Golden Eagle products.
No.
What you got? What you got?
No, I think I'm gonna go to like some kind of bar or restaurant instead of the bar and get a beer or two.
What
There you
beer?
go.
What
There you
beer?
go.
What beer?
I like Blue Moon on draft.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. My product. I like it. I like it.
Well, Shane, man, it was an absolute pleasure having you on. It was a great conversation. One last little plug here for the listeners. Where can they find you so they can go check out some of your content that's coming up here in the near future?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter daily. Mostly I just kind of retweet stuff and annotate and aggravate Mississippi State and Texas A&M fans.
There you go.
So on Twitter, I have 2 Twitters. A personal again is Shane Marks 33. Actually correct. That's Shane Marks 3 S's. I forgot to change it a couple weeks ago. And then my gaming Twitter is EOG Razor.
Shout out.
Yep. Shout out to Elite Ops Gaming. They've been a proud sponsor of me for a long time. Shout out to them, Jory. And then again on Twitch, coming back in a couple months. Hopefully, it's gonna be twitch.tv /I am Razor _.
And all of those links that he said, they will be down in the description below. So you can always just check it out down below. Go give him a follow at Twitch. Go give him a follow at Twitter. I know he'd appreciate that, and so would we. Boys, any last thoughts as the music hits?
Fuck
and
Florida
we're getting
State.
out of here. What?
Fuck Florida State.
Fuck Florida State.
Fuck Florida State.
Yep, fuck Florida State. Massive fuck Florida State right now. Never fails, man. I'm very upset.
Well, we got 6 hands, 6 middle fingers, and we're all holding them up.
Yep. Yep. Fuck Florida
I would do
State.
my toes, but I got some fat ass feet. I'll try.
Casey Gaines, if you ever hear this show, man, I'm sorry, but we will continue to say fuck Florida State.
Damn. You know what I'm hyped for? The fucking deviled eggs next week.
Oh
Let's
boy,
go.
Thanksgiving. I've been on a
man.
diet. I've been on a diet for the last 8 months. 6 months. I've lost over 60 pounds in 6 months, and I'm probably gonna get it all back on Thanksgiving.
I need to hit your diet plan because this whatever I'm doing is not working.
Well, unless you want to work out twice a day.
285.
I was 235. I'm at
Bro,
one.
285. You know when I was 6 years ago, 200? Fucking,
April, I was 235. I'm 170 now.
goddamn, boy.
All right, hold on. Cut the music.
This man right here.
Yo,
You
for
fucked
real.
up?
Yeah, I did. And it's fucking hysterical how I fucked up.
Well, it's a good thing it's at the end.
Yeah.
We just keep rolling.
I'm actually really surprised. I looked over. I'm just looking at the script, and I'm like, because I was thinking about what I was going to say leaving. I'm like, wait a minute. Where the fuck's the Bears game? My own team. I didn't even put on here. We were on a bye week last week. And I was sitting there, I'm like, are we on a bye this week? I was thinking of my fantasy team. I'm like, no, because I just dropped Darnell Mooney, and he was projected points. Who are we playing? Oh, yeah, we're playing the Ravens on a noon game. Who you guys calling them?
Ravens.
Well,
I mean,
fuck.
that game was so irrelevant. You yourself forgot about it.
I know.
Oh, yeah, let's go Baltimore because I didn't even know.
I didn't even catch it. All right, music's back. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. I completely just overlooked that. Anyway,
Well, it's a good thing we kept talking.
Look, it's a terrible ass show. Mistakes happen. I mean, it's part of the charm. I keep trying to tell Zach this all the time about Sparky 3. Mistakes like that, video mistakes that we have, it's all part of the charm, man.
Especially over here.
We don't take ourselves super
That's
serious.
That's why we are a terrible football show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is raw and uncut. We don't
love
make no cuts.
bingo.
We don't try to look good. We're just football fans.
That's why we ain't
right?
got the cameras on, man. Nobody
Maybe
wanna
next
look,
year.
Don't
Next
nobody
year.
want to look at this ugly motherfucker.
Hey, they got to look at me with Lighthearted Gamers and the Anime Plus. It's you that they don't want to look at. I'm already on 2 shows every single week.
Damn.
I'm just
Okay.
kidding. I'm just kidding. You're
All right.
beautiful.
All
I
right,
ain't even
well,
got my damn glasses. Come on now.
Tyler and
Alex.
Alex. I'll remember that. I'm sorry.
It's Alex.
I will. I appreciate y'all having me on the show. If you ever need me on to be a permanent third host, I'm here.
Shout out, man. I appreciate you. It was a good conversation. I really enjoyed having you on the show.
We up there in the time. I like it.
And I will take
we are.
I will take credit for that. Not only to be the first guest, but on the longest show that you've had so far.
Yeah, this is the longest episode for a terrible football show.
Yeah.
It's almost up to my longest show I've ever done, which is right at almost 2 hours for another show. But
Well, I can't do that. So
no, I don't want to do that either. That was a rough one. Anyway, I hope if you guys made it all the way to the end, you're an absolute legend. We appreciate the hell out of you. Make sure to check all the links down below. Go show Shane some support. We'd appreciate that. Until next time, guys, have a good one.